Very good morning, children. Welcome to the English class. Today we are going to see Unit 5, Water, the Elixir of Life. It was written by Sir C.V. Raman. Okay, so first we'll see the introduction about the author. Sir Chandrasekhara Venkata Raman was born in 7th November 1888. He was a great Indian physicist born in Tiruchirappalli, which means Trichy. He carried out groundbreaking work in the field of light scattering, which earned him the 1930 Nobel Prize for Physics. So he has earned the Nobel Prize for Physics. In 1954, India honored him with the highest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna. Yes, so he has got the award Bharat Ratna also, and he died in the year 1970, 21st November. Okay, so in this chapter he has written about water. Yes, we all know what is water, right? Water, a very essential thing for our day-to-day life. Yes, so water is considered to be the elixir of life. Elixir. What is meaning of this elixir? A hypothetical substance believed to maintain life indefinitely, a substance believed to cure all ills. So it is a substance which can able to cure all diseases. Okay, that is called elixir. So water, our drinking water, we feel water a very common thing, right? But water, what we drink, what we use in our daily life is considered to be a very great substance which can be cured, which can cure all types of ills. Yes, so we'll see about the importance of water in this chapter. First we'll see the glossary section. Elixir, a hypothetical substance believed to maintain life indefinitely or a substance believed to cure all ills. Billowing, characterized by great swelling waves or surges. Next one, teeming, abundantly filled especially with living things. Fourth one, trickling, to flow slowly and without force. Fifth one, precipitate, a solid substance that is produced from a liquid during a chemical process. Crust, a hard outer covering of something. Catchment, a structure such as basin or a reservoir used to collecting or drinking water. Okay, it is used for collecting or drinking water. Barges, a long boat with a flat bottom used for carrying freight on rivers. So anyway, you'll get the picture of this also with this video. Just have a look over this, children. Now we'll move to the lesson. So water, the elixir of life, on the importance of water, an important natural resource. So it is a natural resource, right? So we'll see about the importance. Man has through the ages sought in vain for an imaginary elixir of life, the divine Amrita, a draught of which was thought to confer immortality. But the true elixir of life lies near our hands, for it is the commonest of all liquids, plain water. So man throughout ages, all human beings want to live for a long life, right? They want to live, many people know they want to live for a long time. Everlasting life they all need. So throughout the ages, he has been seeking for the imaginary elixir, that is Amrita, divine Amrita. Okay, Amrita is heavenly people, godly people used to take it, right? Those who live in heavens, they only eat the food called Amrita. So we all seek for that, all humans seek for Amrita, a divine substance that is called elixir. But our Amrita, what we have is the plain water. So it is considered as the elixir. Plain water is considered as the Amrita. Okay, so we must know its importance and we must know how to conserve it for our future generations too. Okay. There is nothing which adds so much to the beauty of the countryside as water, be it just a little stream trickling over the rocks or a little pond by the wayside where the cattle quench their thirst on the evening. So here he gives the description about nature, water's beauty. Okay, so he is saying that it will be very beautiful to see the stream trickling over the rocks, which means flowing slowly. Have you noticed it, children? Stream, it will be passing through the rocks, right? So it looks very beautiful, and some cattle will be grazing there. It will quench their thirst also. So that is all a very beautiful sight. A plain water only, but it looks very nice because it's fulfilling the thirst of many things, many cattle. Okay, so whenever we see water somewhere, plain water, green, in a green area, it looks very beautiful. Water in a landscape may be compared to the eyes in a human face, as you can see in the picture also. So when a water, it is in a landscape, it is like a eye in the human face. See, eyes are very important for a human face, right? Eyes only gives attraction. Eyes adds more beauty to the face, right? So like that, water in a landscape gives very beautiful scene for all of us, right? So, but in today lives, we all suffer without water, right? Many people are suffering without getting water, right? So we'll see the remedies for that. So one of the things which we majorly experience is soil erosion. So what is meant by soil erosion? Soil erosion is naturally occurring process that affects all landforms. Okay, so one of the main cause of soil erosion is running water. So fast running, abundant running water. Okay, so because water is running very abundantly and it has lot of power. Yes, water has lot of power, right? So this soil erosion can also be controlled, should be controlled, right? Let's see that. It is obvious that the aim should be check the flow of water as early as possible stage before it has acquired any appreciable momentum and correspondingly large destructive power. So people should check the flow of water at the earliest stage itself, because of that only soil erosion is occurring, right? So we have to check at the very early stage and should control the flow of it. Okay, so that large destruction can be controlled. Water is the basis of all life. Every animal or plant contains a substantial proportion of free or combined water in its body, and no kind of physiological activity is possible in which the fluid does not play an essential part. Water is of course necessary for animal life, while moisture in the soil is equally imperative for all the life and growth of plants and trees, though the quantity necessary varies enormously with the species. So water is essential for all living creatures, okay, for plants, animals, for trees, for every species, according to its size and shape, the necessity varies, right? But it's needed for everyone, for everything and everyone, right? So the conservation and utilization of water is thus fundamental for human welfare. So for our welfare, for everyone's welfare, we need to conserve it, right? If we conserve today only, we'll be getting water tomorrow. See, today also we will get a lot of rain, heavy rainfall is occurring in our place also. So what are the ways to conserve it? We have to think about it, and we have to preserve all the rainwater, right? Much of the rainwater flows into the stream and rivers and ultimately finds its ways to the sea. Incredibly large quantities of the precious fluid are thus lost to the country. So vainly it flows, okay, It flows down into the streams and rivers, and ultimately it reaches the sea. Without saving, vainly it is reaching the sea. So what is the use of the rainwater when it goes and mixed in the sea? Means we'll just go to the beach and we'll enjoy it, right? None of the other things, right? But when we catch it, when we preserve it, it will be useful for us in the future. So in the one sense, water is the commonest of all liquids. We think, okay, water, just water, it is a common for all, we can think like that. But in another sense, it is the most uncommon of liquids, with amazing properties which are responsible for its unique power of maintaining animal and plant life. So it is an uncommon liquids. Okay, so nothing can be compared to this water. So that is why it's called elixir of water. So Sir C.V. Raman has knows the importance of water. That is why he has written this essay, this lesson. So we must also think about this matter deeply. So have to make necessary steps to conserve water, preserve water. Okay. I hope you would have understand this unit, children. Thank you.